Let me be your nerd. Let me be your nerd now. I say it, baby, 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 baby.
What the hell was that?
My thoughts exactly.
Welcome everybody to the Grizzled Geek Pod. Oh, there's Armando.
Just giving a little dance through.
Nice.
I told him not
Nice.
to roll. He has to dance
Yeah.
every time.
If you're gonna do it on camera, it's got to dance. That's what we expect. Welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. Another Friday night where we're giving you all the nerd news, plus some extras tonight. Ben, welcome. All right, look at that. Ben's already in the chat listening to us.
Hey Ben.
All right, guys. Welcome once again. I think we're in episode 40? 40 of the new format.
Yep.
Since we started counting. How have you guys been doing during the quarantine? I know technically our state's been open. Have we actually gone out anywhere?
No.
We've been smart. We've been smart. Okay.
We've been
Although
smart.
all right, quick story. I've told everybody many times I DoorDash on the side. I went dashing last night, and my last run was to this like sushi bar by Harkins at Arrowhead, and the place was packed. Like no social distancing at all. Like every chair, every seat was full. No, I mean standing room only. Freaking nobody wearing a mask. It was insane. I was like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
But
It's like oh, the lockdown's over. We're all safe now.
Yeah.
That's what. Yeah. Hey, Charlie Tango, welcome. Yeah, nerds have nothing better to do on a Friday night. Absolutely. And Ben is pointing out Ben's going to be here next month. I promised him we'd put him on the show. We'll see. We're going to compare ratings, Ben. If you bring our ratings down the last time, sorry. All right, guys. Once I want to point out real quick before we get started, because I tell them to ramble and I forget towards the end. Please, guys, do us a favor, like, subscribe, share with your friends. Trying to get our count up there. Really appreciate it. And if you're listening to us on Spotify or iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcast, and you want to see our beautiful faces, you can check us out on YouTube at youtube.com/The Grizzled Geek. And wow, why did I forget that for a minute? Oh, man, age. No.
Yeah.
Bonnie's gonna be with him. Oh, nice, Ben. All right, so we got an awesome show tonight, guys. We excited about this?
Yes.
All right.
Let's do
We
it.
have a special guest tonight, guys. Special guest. He is a veteran of the gaming industry. He's modeled miniatures for several different game companies. He's an amazing artist and founder of Red Panda Miniatures and co-founder of Panda Cult Games. Please welcome Heath Foley. Heath.
Hey guys.
Hey, woo.
Yeah. Glad I could
How's
be
it going?
on, guys. It's going good. It's going
Thanks.
good. Really excited to be on here with you guys. Thanks for having me.
Is that
Yeah.
physical art you have behind you? You still know
What?
how to do that?
Physical art. No, it's actually the funny thing is I started off in the industry doing nothing but physical art. I mean, like I've got a flat file full of I think 80 pounds of paper that I went through. Yeah, it's fun to move. But I've been working digitally for years. But then I remember something Wayne Reynolds said to me at a convention, which I told him like, "Hey, I work digital," and he went, "No, traditional." And I was like, "That's a lot of anger." So, I started picking it back up again, and it's just stuff I'm having fun with. But we'll see. I'm not doing too terribly for myself. So we'll see if I can't shift some stuff over that way.
Nice. Got Ben in the chat says tell you hi.
Oh, hey man.
Yeah. So Heath, tell us what just give us a brief history of the gaming industry. What have you done here? Who have you worked for?
I've been in the game industry for I think it's like 8 or 9 years now. Started off doing character designs for a company called On the Lamp Games. They picked me up because a buddy of mine from college was like, "Hey, this guy draws animals and armor," and that's what they were producing, a lot of animals and armor. And Chalker, the theme, carried. So yeah, I worked with them for a little bit and just did a couple of designs. About a year later, I was like, I guess that's all they wanted from me. A year later, they were like, "Hey, we dropped that guy. We want to work with you." And I was like, "Okay." And then they took me to Gen Con for the first year, and there we shared booth space with Mantic Games, which that was a big day. So
this is how it works, guys. Rubbing elbows with people in the industry. You got to go to Gen Con.
Go to conventions, shake hands, have a smile on your face, be a general cool human being, and have a business card. So
buy some people some drinks.
Yeah, for real. That's part of that whole being cool, which none of us are. So it's just what it is. Emily, who ran online games, basically went, "Hey, Ronnie, you need some art done? Talk to Heath." And Ronnie, if anybody who knows Ronnie, president of Mantic Games, the guy's got swagger and he's from England and he's the whole accent and the whole visual with him. It's ridiculous. I love him to death. But Ronnie actually tested me out on a piece. They ended up not using it for, I think it was Warzone at the time, but they're like, "Hey, we got this other thing we're working on called Dreadball." And then little did I know I produced something like 4 designs a day for 2 straight weeks during the end of their Kickstarter because it went so well. That they were literally like,
"We need more art for stuff."
Yeah. At a point, I was doing rough sketches. At the last day, I did 7 character designs, just like blue pencil sketches scanned in and photoshopped in a 8-hour period. It was insane. But yeah, from there, they kept hiring me on to do other stuff like Dwarf King's Quest and Dead Zone and Dreadball 2. And then later on, after I stopped working with them, they took other designs I had done for them they hadn't used for Dreadball and then turned those into full-blown teams after the fact. It was wild. But from there, I have been kind of jumping around to different groups. I was working with Gale Force 9 for a while. I was working on an Alien game with them, like Aliens, like the movie. I was doing tile art for them. I also was working on an officially licensed D&D game that I'm very proud of the work that never actually got published.
Bummer.
I have licensed D&D artwork I got paid for under my belt. So that's
cool.
Nice.
That's my claim.
Keep that check stub. This is D&D money right here.
Listen, check stub, D&D money in my portfolio. I claim it. I do it all the time. I also work with Ninja Division on a lot of their chibi stuff, which I was working on chibi stuff and I was working on D&D stuff at the same time. That was a weird switch up.
At least you had a palate cleanser. You got one thing going, and then all of a sudden, I need something totally different over here.
Well, it's like throwing a car. It's like throwing a car on the interstate into reverse when you're going 80 miles an hour. That's what it's like. Digital painting. Oh wait, everything's chibi. But beyond that, I also worked with Steamforged Games for a little while on a project, and recently it's all been Panda Cult. Panda Cult Games started that up about 3.5 years ago with my partner Jonathan Phillips Bradford, and we're 2 idiots who worked in our basements on a fun dungeon crawl game called Wander the Cult of Barnacle Bay, and that sucker took off.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, I mean, we launched a Kickstarter for that, raised $173,000 and another $50,000 after the fact from late pledges and things like that. And we didn't realize what it was going to become, and it did really well for itself. We were expecting nothing. We were expecting, like the first show we went to at Adepticon, we showed up with this box with a couple of tiles. I did art. Jonathan did some game, like we were both co-designing the game, but Jonathan did a lot of game design. He worked with Cool Mini or Not for a number of years as their video production guy. And then we worked together on these character designs. Like you mentioned Red Panda miniatures. Jonathan saw those miniatures and the art I did for him, and he was just like, dude, we could make a game. Which,
nice.
how many people in board games or have played board games have said that we could make a game?
Yeah,
you could.
Yep.
Throw some paper down on a table, chuck the dice, see what happens. Like, that's all we did. And then we went to Adepticon and showed it off, and that was, again, 3.5 years ago. Yeah, the thing was the hit of the show.
Yeah, it was crazy. I think I saw you at Gen Con, the first Gen Con you took it to, and I didn't even get to say hi to you because people were like lined up for demos.
Yeah,
Just-
we had a 10 by 10 booth, and we literally, I took photos. Like the previous year we were there, I took photos of our booth, and I was like, if you guys don't give us another 10 feet, we're gonna die. Like there's no breathing room, there's no movement, and it's like we're
That's
gonna
rough
have,
at Gen Con, getting that extra 10 feet.
dude, it shockingly we got it. Like I think there was 350 other companies that had already pitched themselves to get it before us. But I don't know. I think it was some degree of charm and a lot of photos of a jam-packed booth and a lot of me kind of embellishing and being like, we have 3 games and products coming out soon. And we do, but
We're not going to show any of it there, but we
No,
have it
no,
coming.
we're working on it. We're working on it. Although I will say this from a producer standpoint, man, the COVID-19 really jacked up the entire production process of this stuff. I'm sure this is like the hot topic of the board game industry, but man, it has been brutal. Like I thought we were going to be able to get this thing out for Shovel Knight Dungeon Duels, the more recent Kickstarter we've done. We're just starting to crawl into production with that thing, which is great.
Which brings me to another topic. I want to ask you: how did you get Shovel Knight license?
This is going to sound dumb. So we didn't know other companies had been chasing that sucker down, like religiously chasing that.
See, I had heard other people were chasing that down, and then it just happened one day. Look over and you had it, and I was like, "Wow, whoa, Heath, how'd you pull that off?"
So you'd think it'd be like this weird miracle Hail Mary, but it was really funny how it worked out. So Jonathan and I, we first started bonding over playing video games. Like he and I played Bloodborne, which we loved to death, and started playing all these weird co-op games together. So at one point he's like, dude, there's this retro game called Shovel Knight. There's a co-op mode. We should play it. And I was like, yeah. We started doing it, and we realized this game's amazing. And I was like, well, how cool would this be? And Jonathan's always thinking. So he's like, how cool would it be to have like a side-scrolling dungeon crawl board game? And I was just like, that'd be really cool. But man, Shovel Knight, like that, how are we going to get that license? And a buddy of ours, Spencer Reeve, who used to work with IDW and he's doing freelance work now. Anyone in the board game industry, if you need something perfectly done, talk to Spencer. He's awesome. But he was like, why don't you guys just email him? And we're like, what? That's an option.
We could do that?
Yeah, literally all we did is we said, hey, we have an idea for a Shovel Knight board game. And here's the cool thing is that if we were a no-name company, like, don't get me wrong, Panda Games we're getting better known. The longer we exist, the more the word gets out there. But
but you made a splash coming in.
Yeah, luckily we did, which is great. So we had Wander, and I had this box. I could go to them and say, we made this. So I was like, hey, we got an idea for a board game. This is our first thing that we did on Kickstarter. We're a 2-man company, but we've got some big ideas, and we want to share it with you. Shot in the dark, right? So about a week later, they responded back and said, yeah, send us a demo. Let's see what's up. So we immediately are like, it's one of those things. It's like a dog chasing a car. You don't know what you're going to do once you get there. So we're a bit like,
oh my God, we got it.
So we had an idea for this other side-scrolling beat 'em up, kind of like Smash Bros. / Power Stone 2, if you guys remember that.
Yeah.
Dreamcast. Yeah, throwing it back.
Oh wow.
Gamer in your 30s. Woo. So
we're on the right show.
Yeah, for real. So we kind of shifted that idea to work with like a side-scroll beat 'em up with Shovel Knight characters, and it worked really well. Jumping over pits, collecting coins, fighting familiar enemies. So in 2 weeks, we put a design together and mailed it out to them, and we didn't even have coin tokens. We sent them a roll of pennies. We were like, boom, let's go. And part of the sales pitch was, we're paying you to play the game. So we get that thing out there, and we get on Skype and we start playing it with them. And it's funny, I think there was times where they didn't realize I think they were trying to turn the camera off to have like internal discussions, and they were playing it with us. And Jonathan and I, we are charismatic enough, especially Jonathan. You guys should get him on here because he'll charm the pants off you.
Nice.
But we were there and we were playing it with them and we were having a blast. And, we weren't fanboying out over Shovel Knight, even though we're giant fans of Shovel Knight. I mean,
to keep it inside.
There's literally a King Knight plush back here. Like, I'm a fan. So, yeah, we played it with them. And then about 2 weeks later after that, they were just like, yeah, let's do it. We're like, what?
Nice.
So we've never drafted up a licensing contract. So Jonathan looked into that and got that set up and taken care of. And we got it over there, got it signed. And they've been amazing licensing partners to work with on this stuff. But we didn't know how big of a deal it was when we got that. Like, when we went to Gen Con to show it off.
All these jealous game designers out there.
So I'm not the type to drop names, and I won't. But I will say other people who were going for that license came up to our booth and some of them were like, how'd you get that? And it's just like, we sent them an email. We had a lot of other people come up to us and be like, hey, can we piggyback on your license? And I was like, no.
No.
One guy had some kind of like beat 'em up Smash Bros style game with tokens. He was like, well, we want to get Shovel Knight in our like side scroll beat 'em up. And it's like, dude, we just made the board game of that. Like, and then immediately he was like, so you don't want us to get on the license? And I was like, no. And then he immediately was like, well, if you guys need an RPG, like it was such a like snake oil turn sales.
Yeah.
But
sneak in on that license, because that was the hard part. To be honest with you, I still had enough contacts in the industry to know some of those people out there that were looking for that license. And
what's up, Shane?
Man, hey Shane and Matt from Absolute Geek Podcast, our brothers from another podcast. Yeah, absolutely. It's exciting.
Yeah, it was. I think the funniest one was one guy came up in the middle of a demo. I mean, I've got people at the table. I'm showing them the game. This guy just shows up and he goes, I want to see the side scroll element. That tone,
I want to see if it's better than what I came up with that I don't have a license for.
Yeah, I was like, well, let me get to the end of the round. He's like, no, I want to see the side scroll element. And I was just like, all right, buddy, cool. Because I was like, it could be anyone. I've got to be nice. So I was like, well, at the end of the round, you shuffle one tile off and shuffle one tile on, and then you spawn enemies on it, and then you go. And then he just looks at it. He kind of was like, just like, and then like walked off. Like we didn't create this revolutionary idea with the side-scrolling element, but like people got really strange, and some of them got kind of pissy and jealous, and I'm okay with it. But
see, I would have walked around the convention with one hanging off the front of my belt, just like showing to everybody, like, check it out.
No, but I mean, I gotta give the guys at Yacht Club Games credit. They are incredible. Like during the last week of our Kickstarter, we were out at PAX West showing off the game, and we were at about $80,000 in funding. We'd already crossed our goal, but with Kickstarters, you want them to go to the stratosphere. And with Shovel Knight, I was like, I feel like it could have done better. And then they did their Shovel Knight live presentation during PAX. They showed off all their new stuff, and they plugged us. We went from 80,000. I mean, this is like 7 days before the end of the campaign. We went from 80,000 to 220,000. And then after the fact, we got $80,000 in late pledges.
Nice.
Wow, that's insane.
It's absolutely freaking nuts. I still, to this day, am shocked and astounded by it. And, but it's been great, and we're planning on making some pretty stuff and putting it out there, and I'm pretty sure people are going to dig the crap out of this. It's going to be a good – Shovel Knight's a great in-between. Like if you're playing a major game like Wanderer, plus if you're playing a big game like Wanderer that's got like an hour and a half scenario time, you're looking for something quick and light to get into, Shovel Knight's great. I mean, we've played through rounds of it in 30 minutes and immediately been like, I'm going to get you next time. So it's a lot of fun.
Nice. Well, I'll tell you what, they're not in there absolutely right now, but as of tomorrow, there will be links to Panda Games, everything that they offer. It could be Wanderer, Calls of Barnacle Bay, Shovel Knights, and also we're going to put a link to you're jumping now into, you decided after you've conquered the gaming world, you're gonna jump into your vlogs, your live streaming.
Conquered the game. I'm pretty sure if like I had a Wayne Reynolds level booth, that's conquering the game world in my mind. It's doing like, if Magic the Gathering was like, we want you to do art, I'd be like, just tears. No,
Hey,
yeah. So I'm
Tell
starting-
Armando that wasn't a dance. That was a funny walk, but it wasn't a dance.
It was a funny walk, not a dance.
Yeah.
but
He's going to be on camera. He's got to be dancing. That's it.
The live stream. I'm just starting to dip into that stuff. It's one of those things with Panda Cult. I've been behind the scenes for so long, for 3.5 years. I know I'm recognized for doing the art for that, which is great. But before then, I was working for about 7 years, producing art all over the place. Like, there's still banners with my stuff floating around at Gen Con. Not trying to brag. It's kind of weird for me to see like 4-year-old artwork on a big 10 by 10 banner. It's like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I have banners of your artwork over here in my garage.
Nice. Monsters.
Yeah.
No, I started doing the live stream thing, and I'm just doing it. It's almost more to just document the process, because a lot of people, I realize, haven't seen me work or have been really curious about it. And every time I've live drawn in front of people, they're just like zoned in hardcore. I'm like heavy breathing on my neck.
Those are some of my favorite streams. I love watching people draw.
Mm-hmm.
So relaxing.
And if they're talkers too, it's great.
Oh, for sure.
We're all insane. Pretty sure, because my streams in the early stages, I don't have a lot of public coming to it, which if you guys want to, you can watch me do it and ask questions. I will respond. I'm pretty good at it. But a lot of it's just me rambling off about whatever has happened and me talking about my dogs running in every now and then. But no, it's been fun. It's just kind of cool to be able to interact with people while I'm working and have a process. Like, I'm working on a lot of Panda Cult things. Like right now I'm working on the title logo to the expansion to Wonder that we're going to do. The Kickstarter, we wanted to do it later this year. That may still be the case, but it may get pushed until next year. We'll see, with the way this thing has been going, it's hard to tell. But
Charlie Tango in the chat said it's truly amazing to watch a talented artist work, and you have to check out your streams. What days do you do your stream?
I do them on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to, you can follow me. I'll plug it. If you guys want to, you can follow me on Twitch. I'm Heathosaurus Art, so HeathAsaurus Art. I'm also on Facebook and on Instagram as Art of HF. Those are the easiest ways, and I'm posting pretty regularly when I can and making it happen. But yeah, if you guys want to watch me do the live stream, those are the best ways to do it.
Yeah, there'll be links to that down below as well tomorrow.
Yeah, and for some reason Facebook's been a little finicky recently, so I may just switch over to just doing it on YouTube and Twitch, but we'll see. But anyways, no matter what, there'll be links to all that stuff, so I'll be good. But no, it's been a lot of fun. It's just I don't know. I've needed an outlet to get back into doing art stuff. Running a board game company takes a lot of that time away. But luckily, COVID stuff kicked into gear. It's terrible, but it's also allowed me an opportunity to, I don't know, like paint and stuff.
Yeah, do some art.
Yeah, who knew? I've been trying to do it for 10 years, and I got a chance to do it again.
Yay!
But no, so feel free to check out the live stream and the Instagram stuff, guys. I'd appreciate it. I'm probably going to be doing a lot of Panda Cult stuff because we got that expansion we're working on, which we're really excited about. If you like Ghost Pirate Chicken Captains, then this is the thing for you. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'll tell you what, Heath, thank you very much for coming on and explaining all that to us. And we'll be sure to check out, I'll put your links down below. Be sure to check that out. If you're listening to us on Stitcher or any place, so you can come to the YouTube channel, check out all the links to Heath stuff.
Yeah.
It's awesome, man. Thanks very much for coming on and sharing that with us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. My pleasure, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right, guys. Heath, you're going to stick around and give your opinion on some of these stories here we got coming up?
I would love to give my opinion on many of the stories coming up. Hopefully they're not too hardline. No, I'm just
good man.
Yeah.
All right. So what do we have here? Doug, you want to talk us through our main story?
Sure. This is a pretty big one. Snyder Cut Justice League is real. Coming to HBO Max next year, Snyder's going to be working on a 3-hour cut of the film, but it may come out in multiple parts. So we'll have to wait and see on that. He's getting $30 million to finish it. That should cover stuff like reshoots, ADR, and special effects that still need to be finished. Affleck will not return as Batman, so that means only what was in the original film, possibly some of it cut out, or what he has in footage that was cut from that could be brought back in, but no new scenes with Batman that he hasn't already filmed.
He did kind of clarify that a little bit later on, that he won't be in the suit, which means he could do ADR.
Interesting. Okay, that'd be cool. Apparently Snyder wasted no time getting started as he announced Ryan Choi will play the Atom in the movie, and that Darkseid will be in it, which is what we all were very disappointed didn't show up at the very end anyways. So
yeah, absolutely.
So I don't know what you guys think of that. That is, here's the thing. I never thought it was that bad a movie. It was a little like discordant and didn't kind of wrap itself up very well, but it had some cool elements that just was like didn't have a satisfying payoff at the end.
Well, I will say this. One, we at the Grizzled Geek will admit when we're wrong. We always want to correct ourselves. And we said, I believe last year when this started blowing up, that this will never happen. You're never going to see the Snyder Cut. There's no way in hell they're going to throw more money after losing as much as they did on this movie. But apparently we were wrong. Apparently
they're willing to throw $30 million more.
Around. Yeah, like, all right, here. That'll shut them up. Just the fact that there's the Atom in it and Darkseid means this is a much different movie than what we got. We know there was a 4-hour cut originally, right?
Well,
so, I mean,
be careful there, because the Darkseid being in it could be just at the end. He shows up and is menacing.
I will take it.
Well, I know. I'm just saying, don't get to like it's a totally different movie because Darkseid's in it. Well, it was a totally different end because Darkseid's in it.
Right. Here's the thing. I'm like Charlie Tango said in the chat, we're now see if Snyder, if it was if Whedon was a problem and all the cuts the studios made. I think the studio interference was the biggest problem with that movie. What I'm concerned about is the one thing they got right in the Justice League movie, and I think Whedon was a big part of this, was finally giving us the Superman that we all wanted, that actual Superman from the comics, right? By the end of that movie, he was the Superman that we all love, right? Kind of a little more.
Why do you need the rest of the Justice League Superman?
Yeah, well, maybe not maybe we didn't need that powerful, but I mean the fact that he wasn't, the dark brooding emo Superman, right?
Nothing like death to make you look happy-go-lucky. Right,
exactly. So we'll see, how far dark it goes back now that Snyder's is fixing it up. But yeah, I'm not. The fact that the fans wanted this and they got it, I got to support it. So I'm gonna, I'll be checking it out no matter what. But that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, I think it's going to be real interesting to see the changes made to it. It always felt like, to me, the movie seemed, I don't know, almost rushed to a degree. It's like they were trying to get something out there to compete. And it would have been cool to see them take time and do something properly. And it looks like they're actually trying to do that, which is super cool, super respectful. Mm-hmm. I hope it doesn't turn. It's one of those things. It's like I want all nerdy things to succeed. So I hope it's $30 million well spent. I hope they make their money back and they can make more DC movies. Like I want to see them. I just want to see them done well and not rushed. That's it.
Yeah.
Right.
Accurately represented. I feel like Charlie said it best. Now we get to see if the problem was the cut or if it's Zack Snyder.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. See if that was actually the issue.
Yep.
Yeah. Like I was reading the chat, like Charlie Tango saying, like see if we get all the stuff that was supposed to have happened, like Martian Manhunter, the Black Superman suit, the Green Lantern, the cameo, those things that
we did get a Green Lantern cameo, just not a modern Green Lantern cameo.
Right? Yeah, ancient Green Lantern cameo. That's true, but
which was super cool. I loved that scene.
Oh yeah,
that was
an awesome
one
scene.
of, if not my favorite scene in the movie, was that original battle scene.
Yeah, that original battle scene, and when they all take on Superman. Was 2 really good scenes, but I don't know. It's just crazy. It seems crazy to me. Did you see a little footnote to this story?
Oh now they're trying to do a release the Ayer cut of Suicide Squad. Fans are tweeting that out.
But they responded. AT&T responded to that
Yeah,
on Twitter.
one thing at a time.
Yeah. They're like, hold up, let's see if this works. Like if it works and they make a ton of money, that could be like sweet. We'll just throw a few more million at these old crappy movies and make them better.
Oh, less than 5 years.
Yeah. It's true. True. Oh, Kirsten, you're breaking up there. You get your
Internet's all day.
nice.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Man. All right. Well, I was going to have Kirsten read the next story, but she seems to be in and
Freezing
out
up a little. Yeah. You go for it.
All right. So the only way Suicide Squad gets fixed is by replacing Cara Delevingne, says Charlie Tango. So
Ooh.
Ooh. I'm not sure she was the worst part of it, but I can't really argue with it either.
I don't know that she was the problem. The villain was the problem. The villains were the problem. They were just like, what? Big sky laser?
Hey.
I don't know. You could take the back half of that movie and cut it off, and then put another back half of the movie on. Because first half of that movie was on a path that made sense, and I was like, a little weird, but all right, I can get behind it. Then suddenly, I'm like, what? Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The back half of the movie where she did nothing but dance. She was like voguing.
Mm-hmm.
Big lights, Yeah. That movie's weird.
It made enough money for them to make a second one. So
Charlie Tango said she managed to actually underact Kristen Stewart. I'm like, oh,
Dang.
Wow.
Shots fired.
Okay, well, let's move on to our next story. Batwoman loses her star Ruby Rose right after they got greenlit for a second season. So, seems kind of a weird time to depart the show when it got renewed. Now, it was the ratings had been flagging since it the initial premiere. It's the lowest rated CW superhero show. But she didn't give any reasons, but some insiders are saying that it's due to long work hours causing conflicts on the set.
Her causing conflicts, or they're just being conflicts?
They were very diplomatic about the statement, saying that she had to work long hours and that caused conflicts on the set.
Okay.
Did she have like a heinous injury in the middle? Like not cutesy, like, oh, I sprained my foot. Like literally my spine, oh God, I nearly died. Like
she had to have
those on set.
Not a ruptured disc, but it was she had was something with her disc. She had to go in and have be readjusted, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So she did get hurt really bad. So it is a demanding role. So, but they've announced they're going through with the second season, and they're just going to recast her. It's just going to be one of those like, oh, surprise! This is who it is all along. Now, there's no word on who they're officially going to recast her with, but several people have jumped up to throw their hat in the ring for the role, including Brooklyn Nine-Nine's Stephanie Beatrice, who was also fans were trying to cast her as She-Hulk. She's an awesome person. I out of all these, I'd like her the most. WWE star Sonya Deville has expressed interest in the role, and now just recently, the Magician star Jade Taylor is also keen on playing Batwoman. So, and they're all like basically online pointing out why they would be the perfect Batwoman. So, they got some talent that wants it.
Listen, my wife and I have been watching Detective Rosa Diaz on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Like, we've been watching the entire show recently. She would make a great Batwoman. Like, she's really funny on that show, but then every now and then she, like, does impressions or, like, pretends to do this and that. And you see the actual acting chops come out, and I was like, she's, she's got she looks the part. She can kick ass. She's hilarious on top of all of that. Like, I think she's more than capable of doing that. I'd love to see her as Batwoman.
Yeah, I think she's awesome. I actually saw her on a talk show or something where her natural voice is way different than her Brooklyn Nine-Nine voice. She actually has a soft voice as opposed to, the harsh one she has there. But out of these three, I think she'd be the best. I don't know. Doug, what do you think about this?
I don't know what just happened there. I was going to put an image of Sonya Deville in the private chat so you have it if you wanted to throw it up or whatever. But I don't know Stephanie Beatrice, so I don't think Sonya Deville really looks the part. The Magician's who's Jade Taylor?
Kirsten, that's you.
Yeah, Jade Taylor is I don't remember her name, but she's the one with the long black hair. She's with Penny.
Oh, okay.
Huh.
What do you think of her as Batwoman?
Honestly, I think it would be awesome. I would love to see her in that.
Yeah, give her red hair. I think she could probably work. Just physical looks. I don't know any of their acting chops.
Yeah.
Well, I know Sonya Deville's got WWE level acting chops, so I don't know.
She might be more physically fit for the action.
She is definitely pretty physically fit.
I don't know. Me and Heath I think we're sticking with Sonya. Sorry, Stephanie Beatrice. Yeah,
Stephanie Beatrice.
Sonya Deville's. I just put a proper picture. And I'm like, no, I'm going to go with Stephanie Beatrice for. Although Jade Taylor, I think could do a good job. But we'll see. We'll see what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Now, having seen Stephanie Beatrice, I'm still on Jade Taylor.
Going to Jade Taylor. Okay, there we go. See?
Correct.
All right, Doug. You know what time it is?
The worst time of the show.
Nerd Nuggets!
It is Nerd Nugget time. Or Geek Bites, if you will. However you want to digest these little smaller stories.
We'll just stick with smaller stories. Works perfect.
All right. First up, we're gonna tackle the non-controversial topic of movie censorship. So, streaming services have been altering movies. See, look at the chat. People are excited for the Nuggets. Most recently, it's been Disney Plus. They've been censoring a lot of some of the older PG-13 movies. Like they put digital hair to cover the butt and Splash. You know, as she's running in the water, there was like one scene where she got a naked butt running in the water, and it looked awful. The weird wavy hair, fake. I mean, she made Henry Cavill's upper lip look natural in Justice League. So that's how bad it was. But they also did weird stuff, like they replaced the washing machine in Lilo and Stitch. Did you guys know this? So there's a scene in Lilo and Stitch. Right. There's one. The thing is, it's a little late for the safety. This movie's been out forever. It's been on. I mean, so they're in the laundry room, right? In one scene in Lilo and Stitch where she hides in the washing machine. And what they did is just replace the washing machine with a table with like a pizza box door. Again, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Oh. So right next to but it's all of a sudden it's next to the dryer. There's dirty clothes. They're clearly in the laundry room, but they just took out the washing machine and replaced it with a table and a pizza box.
Was it something to like try and convince kids not to replicate it? Maybe don't crawl into washing.
I would assume.
Washing machines. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, the movie. It just seems odd now of all times. The movie's been out forever.
Well, you also have to remember there are instructions on Pop-Tarts, so people would probably. I could see a kid crawling into a washing machine.
That is true. Society that needs instructions on Pop-Tarts.
I'm not saying it's right, but
Yeah.
All right. That's what they're saying. Cinema Blend said it was decided to remove the dryer to change Lilo's hiding place to ensure little kids didn't follow in her footsteps and start hiding in dryers, which can be dangerous.
Yeah, it's about 5 or 6 years too late.
Yeah, I was gonna say what.
They've already lost a generation too.
Yeah, there's a whole generation of people we've lost in dryers from climbing in there.
Listen, and now it's kids. When's the horror gonna end?
Charlie Tango said there's also instructions on hot coffee. That is true.
Yep.
And shampoo.
And shampoo. Yeah. Oh my God. There's people still staring at the bottle like, how do I know if it's necessary to do another rinse and repeat?
Listen, on the note of editing movies, can we talk just a split second about the cats cut that existed out there at one point or another, the fabled butthole cut.
Yeah, the butthole cut.
Which apparently there wasn't actually CGI buttholes on those cat characters. It's just the fur textures looked weird, and they looked exactly like what they were.
Cat butthole.
So,
but they removed them. They removed them. So
yeah, a guy spent. I read it on. I read this story on Reddit. A special effects guy, spent like months of time on 420 special effects shots removing digital cat butts. I'm like,
wow.
on a movie that no one saw.
Like, it's like
no one asked for that movie. Why did it happen?
Yeah, oh my god, the trailer scared me away. I was like, oh my god, I don't want to. I can't sit through 3 hours of that scary thing.
Well, it was an experiment in drug usage because, like, every time I saw a new trailer image from that movie, they kept changing things. So, like, the first trailer, they had cat-like faces. And then the next trailer, they were human faces.
Yeah.
And then we had cat hands, and then they had human hands. And I was just like, I don't know what, huh?
They kept showing it to people. Where's the uncanny valley? Where is it at? Oh, it's the whole thing is okay. Never mind.
Like the uncanny valley, they were at the base.
I was gonna say, try to go this way. No, they're too far in the middle.
Yeah.
But all right, so we know Disney censors movies for Disney Plus. That makes sense given who they are. However, Netflix has also started censoring some movies, and weird ones. The one that was noticed that's getting the most attention is Back to the Future 2. Now, if we all remember Back to the Future 2, a classic movie, where they're kind of replaying a scene from the first movie where they're getting he thinks he gets the almanac out of the garbage can, and he opens it up, and it's Biff's Ooh La La magazine, girly magazine. Now, this is a 50s girly magazine, so there's no actual nudity in it, right? Just Ooh La La is what it's called. But they cut out the scene where the Ooh La La magazine. So if you watch the movie and you've not seen it before, it looks like he got the almanac out of the garbage can. And then you're like, wait, why does he still have the almanac? I thought he got it a minute ago. He just got it out of the garbage can. I saw it. Because they cut out the fact that it's not. I mean, they could have digitally replaced the magazine inside the cover or something. First off, it doesn't need to be happen. First off, it's an a girl in lingerie magazine for a split second, right? And it's on Netflix. It's not like it's on Disney Plus, right? So, how do we feel about this? I mean, we've already kind of mentioned how we feel about censoring some movies, why it's necessary. But was this necessary? Was this the Ooh La La magazine in Back to the Future 2? Was it necessary to remove? Is it sexist? I mean, what is? I don't get it. I'm old, so I don't know.
My opinion is this. I remember watching the banned Disney cartoons from like World War II. Like I've seen those. They're horrifically bad and racist.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But, like showing a little bit of a racy image on a 1950s magazine. That's not for the sake of showing a racy image in a movie. It's to show that this character was looking at like 1950s version of a porno mag. It's like. It was a character development thing. Like,
right.
Come on now.
The bad guy in the movie was doing it, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not glorifying anything, so I don't know. This seems weird.
It may have been one of those moves where they're like, I know a lot of film studios have been doing this recently where they really edit their stuff down to make it like Asia / let's say China friendly.
Yeah.
So maybe that was the maneuver. Maybe it was like to get past that censorship barrier. And then we can show it like all over there.
Maybe.
I don't know, Kirsten, as a woman, do you feel that it's a safer movie now having the Ooh La La magazine edited out of Back to the Future 2?
I don't know about that. I don't know. I feel like Charlie said it too. They're not editing out violence. They're only doing sex, which is a very American, Western world sort of thing. Whereas,
American, because Europe is the opposite. They edit out violence, not sex.
Exactly. So it seems very odd and specific that they're editing out not even sex, but sex-like,
So if you're in Greenland, do you get like the perfect version of the movie with both sex and violence, or is it just like right in the middle there somewhere?
That's you got to go to Holland.
Got to go to Holland.
Unedited, purely uncut.
All right, we spent way too much time on a nugget. There. Doug, why don't you hit this next one up? I know you're excited about it.
No, I want the next one after that.
All right, Kirsten, you want to save Doug from the Sony Spider-Man story?
Oh, I guess. Sony developing a Madame Web movie. All signs seem to be pointing towards the mysterious Marvel movie that they're working on. Defenders and Jessica Jones director S.J. Clarkson is leading the project. Studio wants to cast either Amy Adams or Charlize Theron in the title's role.
So once again, Sony's bringing out the odd Spider-Man characters they own the rights to.
And the casting doesn't make any sense. Well, one,
yeah,
it doesn't,
she's old.
Madam Web doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah.
Tell him, Doug.
This is just it shows you how much they don't understand the Spider-Man property. They're taking like every obscure character they can and going, let's throw this at the wall and see if it sticks. And it's like, all right, come on. Why not do a Spider-Gwen? If you want a female character, that's a perfect one that actually makes some sense and would be well received.
Why do we not have a Miles Morales Spider-Man? They want their own Spider-Man. Let Marvel use Peter Parker and do Miles Morales, who's an awesome Spider-Man. Yeah. Why are they messing around with Madam Web movies?
Yeah,
I don't understand.
Or why did they give up on Silver Sable and Black Cat? That is far less obscure than Madam Web. I'm just like, what?
Wasn't there talks of them making a Mobius movie too?
It is, yeah. It's coming out. It's
coming out.
Jared Leto got suckered into a bad role once again.
Yeah.
Once again, Jared Leto fell for a role.
He's like, I just want to be in a superhero movie.
Yeah,
and not be hated for it.
Charlie Tango said, "Yeah, it's Sony desperation," and he's like, and "No kidding on the Spider-Gwen, especially when she rocked into the Spider-Verse, the best Spider-Man movie that Sony's put out." You know, so if they want to play, obviously, they want to make that Marvel money. They want Marvel to keep doing Spider-Man, which makes sense. He's in the MCU. Build your own universe with the awesome characters that you have, like Spider-Gwen and Miles Morales, and characters that matter, not Madam Web.
Or just dump their money into animated movies that's based on a Spider-Verse movie. Like you could dump all your money into that, and we would all jump out of our apartments. Like if they suddenly announced like, hey, new Spider-Verse movie coming out in theaters tomorrow, I'd be like, mask on, hazmat suit, let's roll.
Let's check it out.
But they're like, you know what? Live action Madame Web. Who's going to know this character?
No one.
No. Yeah, it's pretty bad. All right. We know Sony sucks with Spider-Man. Let's move on. Doug.
All right. I'm pretty excited about this. That's what I wanted.
I know.
This is the best story here.
Honestly.
So, Peter Dinklage and Jason Momoa are teaming up for a new action adventure called Good, the Bad, and Undead. Or Good, Bad, and Undead. Yeah. Dinklage will play Van Helsing, which is awesome. While Momoa will play a vampire who has sworn never to kill again.
Yeah.
That is, this is comedy gold.
Oh, it sounds awesome. It even sounds, when you get into like the description of it, the description is they go around from town to town, like swindling people as he saves them from the vampire.
Oh my God, that's even better.
Until something happens where there's actual vampires they got to deal with. So, yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is going to be so awesome.
I can't wait. That pair up is amazing.
Yeah. It's like the biggest guy from.
This is Twins. This is Twins recast here, kind of.
No, I like Charlie Tango's comment. It's Dragonheart with vampires. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I just want Jason Momoa to be like super stern, serious vampire when you first see him, and then all of a sudden behind the scenes, it's like, all right, coast is clear, and then he turns into, guess what? Jason Momoa.
Momoa.
That's exactly how he is. He's like, sup, bro? And you're just like, oh my God.
Every once in a while, though, a movie will come along that just sells you on the premise. You don't even need to see a trailer or anything else. I'm like, I've already got a ticket for this.
I'm there.
I kind of don't want to see a trailer because I don't want it to change my expectations at all.
was surprised with Peter Dinklage though, because like he is kind of notoriously serious about the stuff he's in. Like, I know he was in Elf, which he was great in, and it was hilarious. But I know he like kind of shies away from comedy stuff. So I'm interested in seeing
what
him.
was the
Knights of Badassdom, right?
Yeah,
he was in Knights of Badassdom.
Knights of Badassdom. Yeah, that's
So every once in a while he'll if it's funny enough for him, I guess. So which might speak well to the script.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's good.
All right. Wow. Let's move on to the next one. So Timothy Oliphant was cast in The Mandalorian season 2. When we say all these casting information is coming out after everything's already filmed, so it's like we're getting the season 2 is done in the can, but we're just getting the announcements of who's in it afterwards. So we got the announcements. Timothy Oliphant, which is an awesome actor, I like him, but everyone was like, "Well, who's he going to play? Who's going to play?" And then it came out that he was going to be wearing the Mandalorian's armor, and everyone's all like, "Wow, I guess the other guy's not going to be playing the Mandalorian like he announced originally." And I'm like, "No, read into it. It says he's wearing the armor. It doesn't say he's Boba Fett, or he's not wearing. He's not wearing Boba. He's wearing Boba Fett's armor. Is what I meant to say. He's not playing Boba Fett. He's wearing the armor." So it just came out this week that the character he's playing is Cobb Vanth, who is a character from the Aftermath series of novels. Who is, I'm not exactly familiar with him. Doug, you know?
All right, those novels are so hit and miss that no, I don't remember this character.
Good. He danced through.
It's there are a dozen, even maybe 24 minor subplots that go nowhere in those books that are just like they just wanted to name drop people from like Bosk and freaking Dengar and stuff like that. So I'm sure this guy was part of that subplot where somebody bought his armor and whatever.
Yeah, he bought his armor. He bought his armor off of Jawas, who's salvaged it from the wreckage there, and so he's wearing the armor. But Boba Fett's going to be in it, so we know the actual Boba Fett's going to be there, and this guy's got his armor
back.
Yeah, exactly. So now I'm far more interested in this now because I'm like, see armorless Boba Fett going after. There we go. It's dance. Yes.
You have pleased the nerds.
I was going to say, Mike's going to start virtually throwing
just some dollars
in his G-string there.
Are we excited about this? Timothy Oliphant and The Mandalorian?
I'd say yeah, just because I saw him in that what is it? That zombie show that was on Netflix.
Okay, I know which one. The name of it.
Yeah, it was. I mean, he was hilarious in that, and I could almost see him like playing this kind of like 2-bit character that bought the armor is pretending to be Boba Fett, and then Boba Fett freaking shows up and like no armor, like he's got like I'm gonna kill you with this toothpick, and like if the entire
Z Nation,
yeah. If the entire thing's subplot is literally him being like pretending to be Boba Fett and being a coward, then the actual Boba Fett kicks his ass and takes his armor back. I'm in.
Yeah, exactly. I'm
he
down for that.
He was in the Santa Clarita Diet, not Z Nation.
That's it. Yeah,
Santa Clarita Diet. Okay, so there we go. He was all. I mean, I know him from Deadwood. So
my only issue here is I hope they're not jamming too much into the season that it distracts from
Santa Clarita Diet.
Distracts from an actual plot. Because now this is like 5 major characters. Yeah. Major characters that are going to be in this next season. It's like, whoa, what the heck's going on? Are we dumping everybody from season 1? Or are we just going to get this giant bloated cast going?
Charlie Tango agrees. No, I agree, but here's what I think. I think we got it wrong here, and we're supposed to be known for the facts. We're giving, as Matt pointed out. It's the thing is I think most of these are going to be cameos, and I think they're going to set up the spin-off series, right? Like they said, that Boba Fett himself will have a much bigger role in season 3. So he's just going to show up to take his armor at the end of the series, right? And then he'll be the main player in season 3. And I think for Ahsoka and Bo-Katan.
Yeah, Bo-Katan.
Yeah, Bo-Katan. I think Bo-Katan will probably have the biggest role out of any of them in here with it. I think they'll be like crossing paths in an episode kind of thing.
Mhm.
You know, I think it'll just be just to show up and spin them off into their own live action show. I don't think they're going to be a major part of the main storyline. I don't think. I hope. I don't know. I'm just excited to see him live action, and you know, Jon Favreau I trust. So we'll see what we'll see what happens. Cameo or flashbacks? Yeah, could be flashbacks too. Yeah, I mean, because Bo-Katan could be. We could see where she lost the dark saber.
Yeah,
you know. So who knows? All right, Kirsten, you want to hit us with the next nugget?
New Muppet series announced for Disney Plus. Muppets Now will premiere on July 31st.
All right, so it's old school, guys. Are we excited about this a new Muppet series?
as long as it's got Statler and Waldorf, yeah.
Yeah, of course it's going to have Statler and Waldorf. I hope it has the whole intro. I want the
yeah.
Come on now. Me and Doug grew up on the Muppets. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I pretty much love everything about the Muppets, so yeah, that should be cool.
Kirsten, are you a big Muppets fan? Or is it a little past your time? Earlier before your time?
It's a little earlier for me.
Yeah.
I tried watching the movie. I just wasn't really into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
The show's way
growing up-
better than the movie.
Yeah. I remember growing up with like Muppet Treasure Island and the movie and a couple other things. Dude, it was good times. Like it formed a lot of my early childhood. Like I even remember the cartoon show Muppet Babies.
Muppet Babies, yeah.
I watched way too much of that show.
I think Charlie Tango won the comments for tonight. He said Statler and Waldorf are the grizzled geeks of the Muppets. He is correct. That is a correct statement. So there are your facts. All right, guys. You've got time for a couple more here. Disney will be developing a live action movie based on the Hans Christian Andersen, The Snow Queen. Now, the big question is, will it be a Frozen spinoff? Because Frozen was loosely based on that novel or series novel. I think it was like 7 parts of that story. And in fact, in ABC's Once Upon a Time, which is their live action Disney character or series or whatever, Elizabeth Mitchell played the Snow Queen, and it was revealed in the series that she was Anna and Elsa's aunt in that series. So since Disney's doing it, are they going to do a straight adaptation, or are they going to tie it in with Frozen? I mean, they got to be tying in with Frozen, right?
Yeah, you have to.
Are you kidding with that marketing engine? Yeah, they're going
to. Yeah. So you think they're going to keep her as Anna and Elsa's aunt?
Yeah. Yeah.
They've already established that in the ABC series.
Yeah, I think so.
Nice.
Got to keep that cash flow moving.
All right. Are you guys familiar with the novels? No. That's before all of our time. That's a little too old school.
Yeah.
Like 1800s.
The most familiarity I have is Instagram videos of my 2 nephews running around the house in blankets singing Into the Unknown horribly. But it's the most adorable thing. They get it completely wrong the entire time. Like 2-year-old boy walking around the house with a cape going, in the yeah, and then like the cape gets caught, falls off of him. He puts it back on and then continues right off. So he's like, into the boom. Nah, and you're just like, oh my God, cutest kids ever.
That's awesome.
I wonder if that series is actually going to be a musical, like Frozen 1 and 2 were. So,
yeah,
maybe.
But they got 7 parts. That's the story to actually tell. So it's where they condense it all into one, or they spread it out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what happens there. All right, Doug, I saved this new one for you. This last one.
All right, Warner Brothers is considering a JSA movie. Justice Society of America. So That's cool, but it will depend on how Black Adam performs. As Black Adam will feature the big screen introduction of Atom Smasher, Cyclone, Hawkman, Hawkgirl, and Dr. Fate, the big gun himself.
So Black Adam will pretty much be a JSA movie.
Yeah.
Sounds
JSA
like
versus Black Adam. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that's cool.
Man, yeah. I
Interesting.
mean, that's I don't know as much about the JSA as I do Justice League. Obviously, there's
Yeah,
A team
I
and
don't
the B team.
Yeah.
But I like some of the characters.
And they've got some. I mean, they've got some powerhouses on that team. So
Dr. Fate is one of my favorite DC heroes. So that's pretty cool. I'm just excited. I didn't realize that was going to be part of the Black Adam movie, right? I was like, I was excited to see Rock as the Black Adam. I'm like, all right, that's cool. And then I hear, wow, the JSA is going to be in it too. I'm like, now I'm even more stoked to see this movie.
yeah, that's cool.
Somebody with the powers with actual muscles as opposed to the foam ones that we got on Shazam.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, guys. That's going to do it for us tonight. Once again, Heath, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. It's always fun to yammer on about art and whatever I'm doing.
We'll have to have you on again sometime.
Yeah, I'm on board. This has been great.
Go ahead and plug your stuff. Where can they find you?
All right, so you can find me. I've got a Facebook page, Art of HF. I've got Instagram, Art of HF. I am on Twitch as Heathosaurus Art, HeathAsaurus Arts. Also for Panda Cult Games, very simple, pandacultgames.com. We got Wander for sale. Actually, it's got free shipping and it's still 10% off because I've forgotten to change that back from an Adepticant sale. So you can. Just so you guys know, it's like a 9-pound game, so shipping's normally like $20. Do it while you can. Those are the big things. We're also with Panda Cult Games working on the expansion, LeCluck's Revenge, and Shovel Knight Dungeon Duel should hopefully be for sale to the public later this year / beginning of next year. So just keep an eye out. Follow us on social media. Panda Cult Games, it's easy. Instagram at Panda Cult Games. We're on Facebook, Panda Cult Games. Twitter, Facebook. We've got that all covered. Just look up Panda Cult Games. You'll see a creepy panda with tentacles coming out. Kind of hard to miss. That's a great Lord Cthulhu. Praise him. And casually throw that out there. But no, that's the big stuff. So if you guys can throw a like, if you're interested in picking up the games, checking it out. We're on YouTube. We got videos. It's a lot of content out there. So check it out. And
as of tomorrow, all those links will be in the description down below. So as of Saturday. So, all right, Heath, thank you very much, guys. We really appreciate you. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Be sure to check out the Absolute Geek podcast coming up in a half hour here. They're our brothers from another podcast. They run an awesome show late into the night. So be sure to check them out. We will, again, if you're listening to us on Stitcher or iTunes and you want to see our beautiful faces, check us out on youtube.com/The Grizzled Geek. If the numbers are any indication, apparently most of you like hearing our voices rather than seeing our faces, but that's okay. Any way you want to digest this, we're fine with it. And be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't. I don't know why you haven't by now. You listen to us when I yammer on. Absolutely. And hit that bell icon because we got a couple people been telling me they haven't seen our notifications lately. So be sure to check that out.
They show up like 5 days ahead of time going, hey, don't forget. So.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. And we'll see you all next Friday.